At the town, you guys don't do masks here anymore?
Mm,
Yeah. I've been wearing one all day.
you what?
I will happily put it on if it would make.
No,
you feel
that's fine.
No, I don't.
I just happily took
All
mine
right.
off.
I have 2 shots.
Yeah, I got my shots. I'm good.
Good to go.
Ready?
All right, we'll call over the Town of Lisbon and Village of Merton Joint Planning Committee meeting at the Lisbon Town Hall on Wednesday, March 31st, 2021 at 6:39 PM. Roll call, please.
Chairman Osterman,
Here.
President
Ryanowski, here.
Okay. Trustee Burrell,
Here.
okay. Administrator Nelson.
Here.
Got Commissioner Mark Meyer on Zoom and
Here.
Planner Rachel Holloway on Zoom.
All right. Item 3 is comments from citizens present. Do we have anybody on Zoom?
We do not have anyone on Zoom.
There's no one else present. Item 4 is discussion and necessary action on the meeting minutes for the February 1st, 2021 Joint Planning Committee meeting. Does anyone have any comments or questions, or is there a motion on the minutes?
I would motion to approve the minutes as presented.
Move to approve. Is there a second? I'll second. And seconded. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carries 4-0. Item 5, new business. A, discussion and necessary action on a request by applicant Joseph Vukovic for the preliminary plat review for lands owned by MLGPF Twin Pines LLC located along Lake 5 Road in the town of Lisbon, LSBT 0171.995, known as Twin Pine Farms Phase 3, and recommendations to the plan commissions regarding the same. Rachel?
Yes, hello, everybody.
Hi.
We are back here, Twin Pine Farms, moving forward. You saw this not very long ago, so I won't have a ton to say about this. The layout has not changed substantially. There have been some modifications that you probably noticed already. So what we have received, as indicated in the staff report, is the preliminary plat for this phase 3 of the subdivision, along with construction plans, also preliminary, stormwater management plan, and soil information, all of the materials that we needed to start reviewing this. As you saw in February, this is about a 53-acre tract. It required a new preliminary plat because of changes to the ordinance since the mid-2000s when the original preliminary plat was approved for this project. And also there were some changes to the road layout initially proposed, as if you remember discussing that in February at the JPC meeting. Since that time, this has also gone to Lisbon's Plan Commission on February 11th and the February 22nd Town Board meeting, where the rezoning was approved, and you all got a chance to see the concept plan at that time and offer some feedback. So the developer has been working through those comments. My understanding is he has also worked with the fire departments and the public works directors. The main change that you'll see here, they initially proposed 37 lots. They did lose a lot in this layout based on the change to the connection to Marshall Drive across Center Oak Road. So if you recall, that was initially proposed as an easement, something that could be used only for emergency services. That has been modified with this plat. It would now be fully dedicated right of way. So there would be a road connection that matches the alignment of Marshall Drive to the west. And that's then the road within the plat has been reconfigured a little bit with a curve in that area, but just to make the roads align and enable some through traffic there based on the comments received. So that was the most significant change I would point out. The density here is in line, as with the concept, it's in line with the long range plans, both for Town of Lisbon and also per the intergovernmental agreement with Merton and Lisbon. So the lots range from 1 to 1.3 acres in size. And this would be a density, net density excluding right of way of 1.24 acres per unit, right within the range that the long range plans identify. A couple other things I would point out. No trails or public parks as a part of this development. That was kind of dealt with already during the concept plan review. It's just noted in here for information. All the lots would meet the R1 zoning district standards, which is the zoning that the town has approved for this. The zoning is still being finalized by Waukesha County, so we expect that sometime in the near future. We did look at site suitability. So far everything suggests that the the plat and the lots should be fine for development, suitable. They're working through, the details as far as septic and all of that and constructability, and much of that will be reviewed also by Waukesha County. The town engineer has been reviewing the construction plans as well at Kunkel, so that is has been done initially for this, preliminary review. It will continue through the final construction plans, of course. This plat did identify suspected or potential wetland within Outlot 2. That's the one thing about site suitability that is kind of yet to be resolved. It's a fairly small potential wetland. It hasn't been field delineated yet, just given the time of year. But my understanding is the developer is going to have somebody on site very soon, once the season allows, and that will be fully confirmed. And he's working through the permitting process, trying to get that area potentially to be used for stormwater management facilities. And if that's not workable, he can, I think, work around that, in order to protect the wetland, and still, I don't think there would be substantial changes to the plat based on that, although the field work has to be done to verify the specific extent of it. Other things I wanted to point out, all the right-of-way dedication seems to be in place. A lot of these comments that staff has made were really things that we'd like to see indicated more on the final plat. But we feel that the preliminary plat is in good shape for approval with some conditions. And a few waivers are needed to Town of Lisbon subdivision code standards, more for road design. So pointed those out, like the diameter of the cul-de-sac bulbs. This is common. We've seen this with other developments as well, so it's not an unusual request. The tangent lengths in one place, the boulevard entrance does meet code, although it has an unusual alignment. So that's something I pointed out as well that would like feedback from the plan commissions on for the developer. But otherwise, the staff does not necessarily see it as a problem, but it's just related to drainage there in that area on the east end of the plat. And so everything else is just noting that, yeah, minor things like the vision corner easements need to be adjusted on the plat. Those are things that we can work through with the developer. And they'll be providing more information with the next plat submittal. But that's all I would say about the preliminary plat. I'm available to answer questions if you have any for me.
Just a couple, Rachel, this is Ron. Do you know, have the fire departments kind of put their blessing on the two cul-de-sacs and the turning radius with, given the vehicles that we currently jointly have between the two municipalities?
I don't know for certain. I haven't received that confirmation in writing or in any concrete form. When I did last talk with Joe, I want to say it was about a week ago, it sounded like he was still in contact with the fire departments and that everybody was in favor of his plan, but I still would like to get that buttoned up. I wasn't able to reach them prior to this meeting though.
I am glad to see the addition of the road coming out and lining up with Marshall Drive. Not knowing the future of fire coverage in this area and where trucks are going to come from, having that option of being able to come up Center Oak and get there, especially if we have something, like a train that's blocking, one of the main arterials getting in, that having that extra site versus trying to get a plow out there in the wintertime to clear out the grass to get fire trucks across, I think is a great idea. You had asked about Crestbrook Drive and the entrance. Any reason, seeing that those lots are over 45,000 or almost 48,000 square feet, lots 1 and 2, is there any reason that offset on the north, on the inbound drive, couldn't have been maybe reduced in its I don't know what the technical term is, in its return or its enlargement and shrink down back into Crestbrook? Could half of that distance be eaten up by going south and maybe flaring both sides versus one? Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, it makes perfect sense to me. I have asked the developer that. Is he present tonight in the room?
Just from a symmetry standpoint.
Not here.
Okay. No, and I agree. And I've asked that and tried to understand it myself. It was described to me as being related to drainage. And the town engineer looked at this as well, because I asked him as well. I said, why? I can't imagine why it can't be designed to look more symmetrical, like a typical boulevard, and just make the drainage work. Engineers, we do that all the time. I'm not very clear yet on why that's the proposed alignment. I mean, I know it's proposed, I just don't know why it would not work in a more typical alignment.
Yeah. I guess if there's something that plan view, 2D doesn't show us without being out there, I guess if there's something that prohibits it, it is what it is. But for me, I mean, we've got a number of subdivisions like this where we enlarge to cover the distance or the width of the center island, and we flare both sides symmetrically.
Mm-hmm. I could certainly share that comment with him, or it'll be, I guess, if you want it noted in the meeting minutes. I wish I could explain it better. I'm sorry that I don't have a.
That's all I
I
had.
just don't get the,
Other
the
than that,
rationale.
they said they did a great job of coming back.
Any other questions? Anything for you, Mark?
No, I'm good, thanks.
No. All right. Well, hearing nothing else, is there a motion on this item?
I would make a motion that we would entertain approving the preliminary plat for Twin Pine Farms 3 as presented to us, with the addition that Rachel, continues discussion with them in regards to making sure that the cul-de-sacs are sized right for the fire vehicles, and also maybe some further discussion on with her input on further discussion on maybe trying to come up with a more symmetrical layout for the entrance, if possible.
I'll second that. Any other discussion? None, all in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carries 4-0. Item 5 or 6 is adjournment.
I'll make a motion that we adjourn.
Motion to adjourn. Is there a second?
Second.
Mark? No discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? You're out at 6:50. Thank you, everybody.
Thank
Bye,
you.
Thank you. Have a good night, everyone.
Yep. Have a good night.